What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone. And are we finally getting the experience that we're looking in a position like a midfield that we might be looking for in Bernardo Silva? Because we have talks, or we're considering. However, it's not difficult because there's competition from a team you were not expecting, probably, that is Benfica, but it could be massive for the squad. And then also the flip side, from Bernardo, who will be 32 next year, to a player who's 24, and that's Bernabé from, I think I pronounced it right, from Parma, who we want. But apparently Parma want a lot of money, and is it really needed to invest so much money in that player to revamp our midfield? Is that really going to revamp our midfield? That and more, we're going to get into it. Before we do that, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's go. Okay, let's start off with Bernardo Silva. News from Mirko Di Natale saying that Juve had conversations about Bernardo Silva in recent weeks. His contract expires in June 26, and for now the player doesn't want to renew it and is considering other opportunities, which is not a shock because he wanted to leave, a couple of years ago. I think 2 years ago, because of the weather and all those stories coming out. Mirko said, however, at the moment, Benfica appears to be ahead. And I saw people a lot of, going crazy. Why Benfica? He's Portuguese. He talked about Benfica in the past. He probably played for Benfica during his youth time as well. But, apparently, if you believe social media, he's also a Benfica fan. So that is the reason. And maybe he knows I'm not the type of player who wants to play until I'm 38, whatever. So I want to just have a good 3 years. Let me do that in my team, in my own country, So we're not going to compete based on money, etc. We're just purely going to, if we're going to go for Bernardo Silva, compete on the fact that what does his heart want? Is that going home or play for a Juve in a rebuild, basically, again, However, we spoke about this so many times. Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, Modric, different levels, but, adding experience, winning experience, players who still have a lot left in the tank, or enough left in the tank. Has he dropped off compared to the previous seasons? Yes, obviously. Will he be one of the best players in our squad? Yeah, by a country mile. Will he be one of the best players in the league? Yes, because that's how kind of bad the league is, to be honest. Modric is dominating at the age of 40, basically, or whatever, how old he is. He's dominating. He's winning MVPs of games, months. He's Milan's best player at 40, and he's one of the best players in the league. And yes, before we need to go thinking about Europe, like Komoli said, we need to think about Italy. If you secure a player like him for the league, because that's what we're talking about right now, to get back on our feet, he will be a massive boost from a pure quality standpoint, obviously, because he is still quality. The way he plays it's not like he's a silky player, but he's also kind of a nasty player. He likes to get into it. He doesn't, like, he's small, but he doesn't get bullied all the time. Like, he really plays with a certain passion that, well, this squad needs beyond the quality. And he's a leader. He has won and he's been at the forefront of winning. He wasn't just a squad player. He was a key player for Man City winning, so the mindset is on point. These are the leaders I want to have at the club, rather than, with all due respect, a Cambiasso, a Locatelli, a Perin, etc., who apparently are the leaders of this squad. So if opportunity is there, I would definitely take that. We cannot rely only on him. It's not you sign Bernardo Silva and that's it, But if he's a free agent and there's a slight possibility that he's like, you know what, I might consider not going back to my home country, because Italy is also better than apparently Manchester at this moment in time in terms of living circumstances. And I'm not saying that Manchester is some horrible place, but it's different, obviously. Then you should be all over that, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think. The flip side is this story for Adrian. I think it's Adrian Bernabé from Parma. He will be, or he is 24 years old, so he will be 25 next season. He's having a decent start to the season for Parma. I've seen the stories out there. I was kind of ignoring it, and then Romano came out saying that, yeah, Juve might be interesting, but Parma are not looking to sell in January, and if they sell, they want a lot of money. The thing we talked about all summer long: stop spending a lot of money in Serie A for players who are not worth it. If Parma are going to ask a ridiculous amount, I'm looking at him, and when looking at him, I watched 2 performances, 2 full games, not like I've watched maybe snippets of Parma, but, like full games. He's a good player. He's not going to transform our midfield. He's not going to carry our midfield on his own to a next level. That's the point. Is he better than what we have? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not so sure. I've not seen enough to say yes, he is. I've not seen enough to say to the club, you know what? Definitely invest that money, because that's a game changer for us. Now, if we lose McKennie on a free and Locatelli might be out in the summer because of Spalletti and because of the choices made in the club, more on that tomorrow. However, then we might need multiple players. But we cannot rely on this guy coming in and transforming our team because he's in playing midfield and we play a different style and it's all looking better right now. We cannot expect that, because then we will all be disappointed. He's not that type of profile, So it's going to be interesting, because also there are links about Miretti and Atsic, one of them potentially leaving on loan in January, which I don't think is going to happen, purely based on how the squad is built. But if Miretti and Atsic don't show any real things to Spalletti in the next couple of months, they both will be out. Will they be on loan in the summer, or a pure future sale, or complete sale, excuse me? At that point, it opens up more possibilities to bring in midfielders, because we need help. I've seen the reports, about FFP and Romano saying in January the club is not going to do anything crazy. If they want the big signing, and they want a big signing in midfield, it's going to be for the summer. So again, don't panic in January for Spalletti, knowing that if he's going to be the coach, Spalletti needs to know, I need to find a way to get this over the line so I don't waste money right now. I can recoup that money at the end of the season and get the profile I want, instead of having a player right now who's half good, half not good, and I need to add another half good, half not good player, because that's what the only thing the budget will allow in the summer. So it needs to be very careful. But going back to the Silva one, for me, if there's any slight possibility, you pull the trigger. You do that. You definitely do that, because this team is screaming for experience, winning mindset, and still quality. It's actually screaming that. I'm not, and I've said in the summer, I'm not even the biggest Bernardo Silva fan, but looking at how we're set up as a team, looking at the impact those type of players are having on other teams, I think you should be going for it. Anyways, in the comment sections, let me know what you think about that Bernardo thing. What do you think about this guy? Should we invest that? Is that a player that's going to transform our midfield? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. Like the video, and I will speak to you guys tomorrow. Ciao.